So good morning everyone. As we all know that we have completed our fourth unit which is related to your theodolite survey. Today we'll be going to start with our fifth unit that is plane table surveying. Okay. So in plane table surveying is basically a method in which we graphically represents. Okay. It is a graphical method basically in which field observation and plottings are done simultaneously. So far, what we were doing in surveying was whenever we were using compass or whenever we were using leveling instrument or whenever we were using theodolite, we used to take readings and we used to write it in the level book, and then we have to get back to the office and then plot it by taking those observation. But in this case, what we have to do, we are taking the observation as well as we are drawing it on the field itself, so simultaneously work is done. So it is a graphical method in which field observation and plotting are done simultaneously. It is simple and cheaper than theodolite surveying. As compared to theodolite, it is very cheap. Okay, it is more suitable for small scale maps. So when the area of surveying is very small, in that case you can adopt your plane table surveying. A plan is drawn by the surveyor in the field while the area to be surveyed is before his eyes. Therefore, there is no possibility of omitting a necessary measurement. So, what it is saying is that whatever you are drawing, whatever survey you are doing, it is in front of your eyes. So, there is less chances of error as compared to your theodolite surveying and compass surveying, in which we take reading and then we go to the office and then plot all those items. So, whatever surveying we are doing is in front of our eyes. So, there is less chances of getting any error in case of plane table surveying. So there are various equipment and accessories available in plane table surveying which are generally used for plotting your sheet. So the first equipment which is used is your plane table, on which generally your sheets are been fixed. Then there is tripod stand. On the top of your tripod stand, your table has been fixed. Alidade is used for what? Taking what observations. Next one is trough compass. Now trough compass is to give orientation to your drawing. Then spirit level, as I've told you in the previous classes also, the line of collimation should be as straight as possible. For that purpose, spirit level are used. U fork and plumb bob is generally used for centering purpose. Waterproof cover, sometimes there might be chances that because of the weather there might be rain. So in order to prevent your sheets and whatever work you have done, you should have a water cover over there. Okay, and drawing paper will be required on which you are plotting it. Pins will be required so that it is fixed properly on the drawing board, and drawing accessories. Okay, so we'll start with the equipment one by one. Plane table, as I've told you, it is generally a drawing board. uh, it is made of a well seasoned wood. It is normally with a rectangular shape of size 75 centimeter to 60 centimeter. Okay, it is mounted on a tripod and clamps are provided to fix it in any direction. The table can be revolve about its vertical axis and can be clamped in any position. So you can rotate your table, okay, through 360-degree along the vertical axis whenever necessary. Okay, so this is your plane table. This is how your plane table, your drawing board generally look like. Okay, it has been fixed and attached to your tripod stand. After that, next one is your plane table. Tripod stand, generally the plane table is mounted on tripod stand, so you can see that this is a tripod. These are mostly used in your most of your surveying. That is, it was also used in theodolite, it was also used in leveling. Okay, it is generally provides stability to your board or your equipment. So that purpose tripod stand is provided. The tripod is generally an open frame type, combine rigidity with lightness. The tripod may be made up of fold up for convenience of transportation. Tripod is provided with the 3-foot screws on its top for leveling for the plane table. After that, alidade is generally provided for what? Alidade is used for establishing a line of a side. So whenever you can see that there is this is a scale. So from one side you bisect the object, and with the help of this scale you draw a line. Okay, so for that purpose alidade is used. Okay, there are two type of alidade available in the market, which is one is your simple type and one is your telescopic type. The diagram which has been shown in this slide is representing your simple type of alidade. Okay, simple alidade, it is used for ordinary work. It generally consists of a gunmetal or of wooden rule with the two vertical vanes on the end. So as you can see that it is a wooden scale. On one side there is an object vane, and on one side it is a sighting vein. The eye vein is provided with a narrow slit. As you can see on the eye vein, there is small openings provided, while the object vein is open and carries a horsehair. So some horsehair will be provided inside this. So with the help of that, you can able to bisect any object. Uh, After that, this is the diagram of your alidate. This is a metallic one. This is a wooden one. So you can see that on the opposite corners, two slits are being provided. One is consists of object vein, and one is your sighting vein. From one side you sight the object, and from one side you bisect the object. To draw the rays, one of the edge is of the alidate is beveled and is perfectly smooth working, edge is known as the fiducial edge. So on, as you can see that from one side it has been baffled so that you can draw it easily. Okay, that is called as your fiducial edge. The fiducial edge is graduated to facilitate the plotting of the distance to a scale. So as the graduation is marked on your scale, it is similar to that. That is also marked on this alidate, so that you can make any line of what scale it is required. Then there is telescopic alidate. A telescopic alidate is used when it is required to take inclined line of sight. So there might be chances when you perform surveying, the survey, the area in which you are doing survey, then it may not be perfectly level. There might be in some hills over there. So in that case, you will have to take an inclined line of sight. For that purpose, your telescopic alidate is required. It essentially consists of small telescope with a level tube and graduated arc mounted on the horizontal axis. Okay, it gives higher accuracy and more range of sight. So obviously, this is help. This is using telescope, so it will provide higher accuracy as compared to your simple alidate. And the next one is your trough compass. As I've told you, trough compass is generally provided to show your north direction. Okay, basically to give your orientation to your drawing. A trough compass is required for drawing a line showing magnetic meridian. Magnetic meridians means what? Whenever you release your pin on the needle, what happens? It shows magnetic north and magnetic south. So that magnetic north and magnetic south is nothing but your magnetic meridian. Okay, when freely suspended needle shows 0 degree at the end, the line is drawn on the drawing sheet, drawing paper, which represent magnetic north. So whenever it is showing, 0 degree, that line has been drawn on your drawing sheet. That is called as your magnetic north. Okay. After that, there is spirit level. So spirit level, as I've told you, whenever you take observation, the line of sight should be perfectly horizontal. In order to make it perfectly horizontal, we require what? Spirit level, because spirit level will inform us whether your table has been perfectly level or not. For that purpose, spirit level is given. Okay, so it should be in the center. You should check on keeping it on all the sides of your compass. Keep it on this side, keep it on this side, keep it on this side, and keep it on this side, and check whether at each side it is at the center or not. Okay, after that, U fork with a plumb bob. So U fork with the plumb bob is used for centering purpose. As I've told you, it is generally used for centering purpose, because sometimes what happens, you have to take points of the sheet to the ground. So for that purpose, we need to use U fork. Also, in the beginning of the word, it is used for transferring the ground point on the sheet. So sometimes it is also used for transferring the point which is on the ground to the sheet. Okay, so how it has been used, you can see this diagram. This is the plumb bob. Okay, you can see that this is a U fork over here. What you have to do, wherever there is a point, you have to take this arm and match this point with this arm, and you have to release the plumb bob at the bottom, and wherever it is touching on the ground, that will be the point of that which has been represented on the sheet. Okay, similar manner, if it is in present on the ground, it has been represented on the sheet. So this is how your U fork work. It is basically used for centering purpose. Okay, sometimes your waterproof cover such as umbrella is used in order if in any case rain is coming. So your work, in order to protect your work, you will require some umbrella. Okay, after that, drawing paper sheet is required, in which you are going to plot the map. Okay, then after that, there are some advantages and disadvantages of your printable surveying. The first advantage is that a plan has been drawn by the surveyor himself, while the area to be surveyed is before his eye. Therefore, there is no possibility of omitting the necessary measurements. So, as I've told you in the first slide only, that in plane table surveying, what you are doing, you are simultaneously plotting the work and as well as you are making measurements also. So whatever survey you are doing, that is in front of your eyes, so there is no possibility of that you will make any error. Okay, so that is the first advantage. Surveyor can compare the plotted work with the actual feature of the area. After you have completed the work, you can check whether, because the whole area is in front of you, you can check whether you have plotted everything correctly or not. That is the main advantage of your plane table surveying. Then after that, it is simple and cheaper than your theodolite surveying. So as I've told you that theodolite is costlier as compared to your plane table surveying. So it is simple and cheaper. It is more suitable for small scale map. No grid scale is required. So no grid scale is required in creating a map. It is useful in magnetic area. So wherever you are using compass and if there is magnetic field present over there, so it will disturb the readings which we are getting, so it will not be giving you the accurate measurement. So in that areas you can use plane table surveying because it is not using any compass, it is only using its compass for giving the direction to your map. The mistake in writing field books are eliminated. So this can also be eliminated with the help of what? Plane table surveying. After that, there are some disadvantages also. It is not intended for very accurate work. It is normally done for small area work, so it is not intended for very accurate work. It is not suitable in monsoon. So as you all know that it consists of plane table, your drawing board, your tripod stand, and lot of accessories. So it is not suitable to perform it on in monsoon region season. Next one, it is essential for tropical instrument. So as it is not suitable in monsoon, it is basically a tropical instrument. Due to heaviness, it's inconvenient to transport as it consists a lot of your accessories and your drawing sheet and as well your drawing board. So it is difficult to transport it. Since there are so many accessories, there are likelihood of them to get lost. Okay, so there might be chances some of your accessory may get lost while performing your survey, because generally we perform surveys in open areas. Okay, and we have to switch positions from one point to another point, so there might be chances that you have lost some of the accessories of that. Next one, principles of plane table surveying. The principle of plane table is parallelism principle, which means all the rays drawn through various detail passes through the surveying stations. So it basically says that whenever you draw a ray, it should pass exactly through the survey station. That is the main principle. The position of plane table at each station must be identical whenever you are switching instrument from one point to the other point. So if the position of your plane table is like this, it should be like this on all the point. Okay, it should be same position on the point. For at each survey station, the table must be oriented in the direction of magnetic north. So because you have to orient it with respect to north direction, otherwise you will not get proper reading. Okay, so that is the main purpose, that at every station your position of the table should be same with respect to your north direction. Okay, after that, method of setting up of plane table. So first you will perform what the three processes are involved. First one is your leveling, then is your centering, then is your orientation. Okay, so leveling and centering basically means what? The table should be kept at a convenient height for working on the boards. So say about 1 meter, the leg of the tripod stand should be spread well apart and firmly into the ground. So basically you should open the tripod stand and fix your drawing board in such a way that you are able to work properly on the drawing board. Okay, after that, the table should be placed over the station on the ground. That the point plotted on the sheet corresponding to the station occupied should be exactly over the station of the ground. Okay, so what you have to do, whatever point you have been marked on the ground, you will have to represent it on the sheet. So fix the table accordingly, and for that purpose you should use your U fork and plumber. For leveling the table, ordinary spirit level may be used for leveling purpose. Some spirit level may be used. The table is leveled by placing the level on the board in two position at right angles and getting the bubble centered in both direction. As I've told you, you should keep your spirit level on all the sides of your table and check whether it is coming at the center or not. Okay, so that is about your centering and leveling. This is your U fork. This is how it looks. This end has been attached to the sheet, and at this point your plumb bob has been provided. Then process of orientation. uh, Orientation is very important because at every point, whenever you are doing serving at every station, your table, the position of the table should be same, which was at the first point. So that process, so making the position of the table at every point the same, that is nothing but your orientation. Okay, the process by which position occupied by the board at various stations are kept parallel is known as orientation. Okay, thus when a plane table is properly oriented, the lines on the boards are parallel to the lines on the ground which may be represented. Okay, so for that purpose we have got two type of methods by which you can do the orientation. One, it is called by magnetic needle, one it is called by backsighting. Okay, the magnetic needle method is very easy. In this method the magnetic north is drawn on the paper at a particular station. So suppose this is your drawing sheet and you have drawn the magnetic north in this direction. Okay, at the next station the trough compass is placed along the line of the magnetic north and the table is then turned in such a way that the end of the magnetic needle are opposite to 0 of the scale. So what you have to do is that you have drawn this magnetic north on the first station, then what you have to do is what you have kept the drawing board on the next station, and you have to keep the trough compass along parallel to this line. Okay, and you have to turn the table till it is coming what showing 0 direction, 0 degree on the north side. Okay, you have to turn your table till that when it is showing 0 degree on the north hand side. Okay, the board is then fixed in the position by the clamp. So once you have got the 0 degree on the trough compass, you will have to clamp the table, and then you have to perform other processes. This method is inaccurate in the sense that the results are likely to be affected by the local attraction. Obviously, because you are using what trough compass, so if you are performing surveying in the area where there is a lot of magnetic field, what will happen? It will affect your magnetic needle, and it will not show perfectly your north direction. So in that case, this method is not very accurate. For that purpose you will have to perform your backsighting method. Okay, so in order to understand backsighting you will have to understand this diagram. I think diagram is not shown in this. Okay, so what you have to do in this board, suppose A is your first serving station, B is your second serving station. Suppose a line is drawn from station A on the paper as AB, representing the line AB. Now the table is then turned till the line AB is bisected by the ranging rod at A. The board is then clamped in the position. What you have to do is in this is what, suppose this was the position of your table. Okay, this is point A. You have drawn a line. Suppose a line has been drawn from station A on the paper as AB. Okay, this was your, suppose this is your line point B. So you have drawn a line AB over here. Okay, after that what you have to do is that, suppose you have fixed that station, this line is already drawn. Okay, this is B, this is A. Okay, now you will have to keep this elevate, okay, parallel to this line, and fix a ranging rod at point A, and you will have to turn the table till it is exactly bisecting what your ranging rod at A. Okay, once it has been bisected, that means the orientation has been done perfectly, and you can proceed for your further process. This method is better than the previous one as it is give perfect orientation. So as no trough compass is involved in this method, so this will give you the more accurate result as compared to your magnetic needle method or your trough compass method. Okay, now there are various methods available in plane table surveying. The first method is the method of radiation, second is the method of intersection, third is your method of traversing, and method of resection. The first method is what your radiation method. In radiation method, the plane table surveying, the direction of the object or the points are to be located are obtained by drawing radius line along the fiducial edge of the alidade after getting the objects or the point bisected along the line of sight of the alidade. The horizontal distance are then measured and scale off the corresponding radial lines to be marked with the position and drawing. So it is a very simple method. In this, what you have to do, suppose P is your station, A, B, C are the visible object. You have to what? Draw a line. So what you have to do, you are keeping your alley date from this point, okay, and then you are bisecting your ranging rod with the help of alley date, and with the help of selecting suitable scale, you are drawing it on the sheet. Similarly, you perform B also. Similarly, you perform C also. Similarly, you perform D also. Okay, this arrow shows your north direction, which has been drawn with the help of your trough compass. Okay, so this is how you have been performing your radiation method from a single point. Then after that, there is method of intersection. In intersection method of plane table surveying, the objects or the point to be located or obtained at the point of intersection of radius line drawn from two different stations. In this method, plotting of plane table station are to be carried out accurately. Checking is important and thus done by taking third sight from another station. The intersection method is suitable when distance of the object are large and cannot be measured properly. Thus, this method is perfect, preferably small scale survey and thus mountainous region. So you can see that in this diagram, there is station A, this is your station B. You need to find your station P with the help of these intersection lines. So what you have to do is that first you will set up your instrument at A. Okay, after performing centering and leveling, what you have to do is that from station A, first you will bisect what with the help of validate, you will bisect your B, okay, and you will draw a line with selecting a suitable scale. Okay, after that what you have to do is that you have to also plot the station P. Okay, after that you have to plot what again, you have to bisect the ranging rod at P and you will have to draw an line, approximate line, without any measurement, without any taking any measurement. You have to draw a line. After that you have to shift the instrument at point B. Okay, so you can see that this line is already drawn on point B. Okay, after that doing the orientation, what you have to do again, you have to bisect what the ranging rod at P and you have to draw the line P. Okay, that the intersection point is nothing but here point P, which has been obtained with the help of A and B station. Okay, now with the help of scale you can measure this. With the help of scale you can measure this and you can get directly the distance of point P from A station. You can also get the distance of point B from point P from B station. Okay, this is how your intersection method has been done. After that, there is the method of traversing. This is also very simple. What you have to do, you have to fix the instrument station at point A. You bisect the ranging rod at B. With the help of alligator and selecting suitable scale, you draw the line B. After that, shift the instrument at B. Okay, do the centering and leveling work. Perform what? The orientation. Again, will bisect the ranging rod at C and draw the line C. Okay, after that again shift the instrument at point C. Okay, perform all the centering and leveling work, do the orientation and then bisect the ranging rod at D. With the help of suitable scale, draw D. Okay, after that shift the instrument at point D, perform centering and leveling. Okay, after that orientation is done. Then the last point A is been bisected and draw with the suitable scale point A. So this is nothing but the method of traversing. Traversing is nothing but number of connected survey lines. So you can see that there is number of connected survey lines. You are connecting A with B, you are connecting B with C, you are connecting C with D, you are connecting D with A. Okay, and the last method is called as the method of resection. That we will see in the next class because it is in detail. You have to understand what is method of resection. There are two methods also involved in resection method, which is called as 2-point method and 3-point method. Okay, so we'll see that in the next class. Okay, thank you so much.